نرجو المعذرة على التأخير. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. قال الله تعالى في محكم كتابه العزيز: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: وتولى عنهم وقال يا أسفا على يوسف وابيضت عيناه من الحزن فهو كظيم. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about one of the stories of the Quran. And by far, it is one of the most beautiful stories in the Quran. Yet, most explained verses or chapters or stories in the Quran, where Allah gives us descriptions of what happened from beginning to an end. The whole chapter is called Yusuf. And Allah tells us the story of Yusuf. From this story, we can learn so much. Yet, according to a lot of ulama and a lot of ahadith that we have, this chapter, Yusuf, is in relation to Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman and in relation to Imam Hussein salamullah alayhi. There are a lot of links that we can get from when it comes to this chapter, to Yusuf and the story of Yusuf. Now, I want to touch on a very important topic, very sensitive. And I do ask you forgiveness in prayer, just in case I might hurt someone's feeling. When Allah talks about Yaqub, and He says, "Biyaddat aynahu min al-huzn," his eyes went white from sadness. It's an expression of how much Yaqub was crying for Yusuf. Mind you, Yaqub was crying for Yusuf knowing Yusuf is alive. Because he's a prophet, Yusuf is a prophet, and the prophet knows another prophet. But yet Yaqub was crying. Why? What's so special about Yusuf? And even though he's not harmed, he's in the kingdom of Egypt, he's in the castle of Pharaoh, he's being treated the high life. Why is Yaqub crying for him? Now I'll leave that for you to answer. I want to draw the link between Yaqub, Yusuf, and me and Hussein. When we talk about the member and the case of Hussein alayhi salam, we say abra wa ibra. When it comes to ibra, we have no doubt about that. The member, mashallah, is active. Lectures throughout the year. Khutaba, ulama, durus is through the whole year is continuous. We lacking one thing. Abra. It's not happening anymore. How many times do you see in the majlis where the khatib is crying his heart out? He's saying, this is what happened to Hussein. This is what happened to Zainab. This is what happened to the Qasim. This is what happened to Ali al-Akbar. And we are not moving. What's happening? If my tears and your tears are dry, it's because there's something happening at the background. Something is going wrong. I need to go back and see what's happening. It's an indication. You know the famous hadith from Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi, where he says, and he draws the link, he says, "Ma jaffatud dumu'," the tear did not dry, إِلَّا لِقَسْوَةِ الْقُلُوبِ, the heart got so solid, and the heart did not become solid because of the kathrat al-dhunub. So much sins that the heart dies, the eyes don't work anymore. The link between the heart and the eyes is that very strong relationship. Whatever you feel in your heart, it shows in your face. When you feel sadness, your face changes. When you feel happiness in the heart, your face changes. When you feel sorrow for the Ahlulbait, we're supposed to cry. But why aren't we crying? Ahlulbayt salamullah alayhim, in all the ahadith, when it comes to the Ahlulbayt, when it comes to Imam Hussein, me personally, I speak for myself, I have not read any hadith where the Ahlulbayt salamullah alayhim, they say, learn of them from the trials of Hussein, learn from Karbala, learn from this. They don't do that when it comes to Hussein ibn Ali. When it comes to Hussein, they say, do you cry? They don't say, do you learn? Because if we stop crying for Imam al-Hussein, I guarantee you, in a few years' time, we will lose this whole thing completely. It becomes just something and we won't even attend anymore. Because we are losing something. Now, Imam Rida salamullah alayhi, let me remind you what the Imam salamullah alayhi is saying. He says, على مثل الحسين فليبكي الباكون. Let those who cry for Hussein. فإن البكاء عليه يحط الذنوب العظام. He's trying to motivate you, saying, you cry, God will forgive your sins. And don't tell me this is a green light to commit sin. No, I don't want to get into that discussion. But look at the Imams, how much they're pushing me and you to cry for Imam Hussein. Why aren't me and you crying? What's wrong? Did we ask ourselves that question? And then the famous hadith from Imam Rida salamullah alayhi, he says, Yabna Shabib, he's talking to his companion, he says, In kunta bakiyan li shay'in fabki lil Hussein. And the Imam did not stop there. He wanted details. He's trying to get me and you to move. And he says, فابكي للحسين بن علي بن أبي طالب عليهم السلام فإنه ذبح كما يذبح الكبش. Allahu Akbar, how much details can this guy give you? He's saying Hussein was killed like a sheep. I'm supposed to move, but I'm not moving. What's happening? Then the Imam continues, وَقُتِلَ مَعَهُ مِنْ أَهْلِ بَيْتِهِ 18 رَجُلًا. He's talking about how much people got killed with him. And we are not moving, brothers, sisters. What's happening? We need to revive, we need to go back. We need to see what's happening to us. Why our hearts are not moving for Hussein anymore. The Prophet said, and there's a harara in the hearts of the believers for Hussein. لَن تَنْطَفِئ أَبَدًا. But I'm feeling it's dying. Why? Where's this harara going? What is heat? It's dying in my heart for Hussein. Why? We need to revive, brothers and sisters. We need to go back and we need to... In the hadith on Ziyarah Ashura, in Du'a al-Nudba, in many narrations that we have, it emphasized on that. With Ahlulbayt salamullah alayhim, Imam al-Sadiq always asking his companions, do you visit Hussein ibn Ali? And he asking him a Kufan. Oh, he was in Basra. He says, no, I can't go to Kufa because I'm a known poet. He says, do you cry for him then? He says, yes, I do cry. I cry so much that my family see it on my face, that I can't even eat and drink anymore. And the Imam says to him, for you, Allah has prepared such and such and such. A very long hadith of the reward prepared for a person who cries for Hussein ibn Ali. Because with us crying, we activate our minds with our hearts. It becomes easier for me to move forward. When the Khatib tells me that I need to be a good person, if I don't get my mind and my heart to work with it, it's not going to work. It's just an idea. Any idea requires an emotional motivation. And this is when it comes to Imam Hussein salamullah alayhi. We've been reading and listening and we are not moving. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, we have a serious issue. Each one of us needs to go back and think, why am I so stingy, or what we call bukh, when it comes to giving my tears for Hussein? Because I know I do want to cry for Hussein, but why aren't I crying? Something is happening. And that's why we hear in Dua al-Nutbah, لمثلهم فليبكي الباكون ليعجل عاجون يصرخ الصارخون. Jaza' when it comes to Hussein ibn Ali is required. And one of the scholars I've heard, he says it is cowardness. You are a coward if you don't cry and go saying in the mentions of Hussein ibn Ali. I end with this, and I took too much of your time. Zainab alayhi salam. Zainab alayhi salam in Karbala, after the math has happened and everything settled down. And Zainab is trying to get you to move with the whole process of Karbala. And she says, and she talks to the Prophet, because the Prophet was the first to cry for Hussein, even though he was not martyred yet. And she says to him, Ya Muhammada, Salla alayka maliku sama. She's calling him. And she says, Hada Husaynun murammalu bid-dima. She's trying to picture to the Prophet, like, look at your Hussein, the one that you love so much. You used to hold, you used to get off your pulpit just to hold him. Look at him now. Trying to get me and you to move, brothers and sisters. وَبَنَاتُكَ سَبَايَا إِلَى اللَّهِ الْمُشْتَكَى. To God I complain. وَإِلَى عَلِيُّ الْمُرْتَضَى. And to Amir al-Mu'minin I also complain. وَإِلَى فَاطِمَةُ الزَّهْرَى وَإِلَى حَمْزَةَ سَيِّدَ الشُّهَدَى. And then she continues and she says, هَذَا حُسَيْنٌ بِالْعَرَى. Look at him, he doesn't even have clothes. And I'm not moving. And she says, wa huzna, wa karba, al-yawm mata jaddi Rasulullah, ya ashab Muhammadah. And she keeps going, crying her heart out. Brothers and sisters, this is the 10th night of Muharam. If me and you were not going to cry for Hussein, when are we going to cry? Did we become so sinful that we can't cry for Hussein? Forgive me. When in Iran, when the member says, Ya Hussein, everybody cries. The name of Hussein brings the tears. Say it to yourself, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, your heart moves. Not to tell me that the Shia was trying to chop his hair off and no one is moving. Brothers, we have a problem. For the love of God, I'm being passionate because I have burning in my heart. Like we say, حرق في قلبي الله يشهد. أين نحن وأين الحسين؟ لا نبكي على الحسين. الله أكبر. هذا الحسين بن علي يقتل بالطريقة يقتل فيها، يصبغ، يسلب لباسه، يقطع إصبعه، يسرق خاتمه، يقطع آلاف الطعنات، والخطيب يقرأ ونحن في عالم ثاني. ماذا جرى؟ لماذا قلوبنا لا تتعاطف مع الحسين؟ سامحوني إذا كان كلامي فيه انفعال، ولكن واقعاً أحس أنه وجد لدينا مشكلة. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام على أبي الفضل العباس. السلام على زينب الكبرى ورحمة الله وبركاته. والسلام عليكم.